The boy was the youngest prisoner, yet all the inmates adored him, even the prison warden. Though he had grown up behind bars, he lived a happy life with his mother by his side. On this day, everyone held a simple birthday celebration for him. Just as the female guard finished taking a birthday photo, the section chief suddenly burst in. Seeing the lively scene and items that shouldn't have been there, he flew into a rage, drove everyone out of the cell, and made them stand as punishment. After rummaging through the place, he found only a camera and some photos. The guard explained that she had brought them herself, wanting only to keep a birthday memento for the child, but the section chief remained furious. At that moment, the woman pleaded on behalf of the guard. In response, the section chief tore the group photo to shreds, sneering, "Who asked you to give birth to the child in prison?" His words stabbed into her heart like a knife. Years earlier, while pregnant, she had been abused by her husband. In self-defense, she had accidentally caused his death and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Her child was born behind bars. According to regulations, she could raise him until he turned 2, after which he would be placed into foster care. One day, a choir came to perform at the prison. The singing moved her deeply, and her son clapped happily along. Knowing she would be separated from him in 6 months, she approached the warden with a proposal to form a prison choir so she could personally perform for her son before he was sent away. The warden agreed and promised that if they successfully completed a performance, she and her child would be granted a one-day special party. Though the process was difficult, they managed to form a team. The members each shared their stories. One had burned down her house in anger after her husband's affair. Another had accidentally killed her coach after being harassed. Different as their crimes were, their tragic pasts brought them together. 6 months later, the day of their first performance arrived. As the conductor's baton waved, their loud, cheerful singing echoed through the auditorium. She saw her son's smiling face, just as she had wished, and received her promised one-day special pardon. But the date for her son's adoption was set for the very same day. Everyone was reluctant to let the child leave, yet they knew he needed his own future. She gave the staff a photo album recording his growth over the past 2 years, asking them to pass it to the adoptive parents. Saying goodbye through the glass, she smiled at him while he thought she was still playing with him. After parting, she followed the guards toward the gate, but suddenly stopped, turned, and ran back. Seeing her child crying in his foster mother's arms, she burst into tears. 4 years later, the prison choir was featured in the media and allowed to invite family members to watch their performance. She didn't dare tell her son, afraid it might affect him, but the prison guard noticed. A day after their performance, the lights suddenly went out. A group of children walked toward them holding candles. One boy who reached for her hand had a mole identical to her son's. They looked at each other silently, and when she greeted him politely, he called her auntie. She learned then that he had changed his name. When they parted, the foster mother handed her a photo album containing the story of his growth over the past 4 years.